I'm now 17. I turned 17 on the 15th of March. And I know it's been like a week and a half, but will we move? This video it's kind of like a sad reality. Started my entrepreneurial journey when I was 16 years old, but not at the start. I was like halfway through 16, so basically 16 and a half or whatever, but I don't really like to talk about age in that type of way. However, yeah, I was 16 and a half and I started my entrepreneurial journey in June. And I was learning for about 2 weeks. Then summer holidays hit. I went on holiday, and when I tell you I coped, that whole 6 weeks I coped. So I'm on holiday, I can work later, I can work at night, I can work here, I can work then. So I wasted a whole month just because I was on holiday. And I came back and I went straight to it again. Started working again, started practicing again. Now, I would be doing this for about 4 months. See, at the time, in the real world, in TRW, the method of outreach that they gave in the copywriting course was outdated, to say the least. And it didn't really work. So, subhanallah, that same time that I had finished the copywriting course and I was actually ready to outreach, etc., that's when they released the client acquisition course. So it's now been 4 months later since I actually started, and I decided to use Twitter, use X as my platform to build my personal brand. I started to use that as my platform to get clients, build my personal brand, make a name for myself. However, I got attracted to the numbers. In fact, I got obsessed with the numbers. I'd got 100 followers in a week, 200 followers in 2 weeks, 300 followers in like 3 weeks. And then after that, I went to 1,000 followers after like 2 weeks. I gained 700 followers in like 2 weeks. I was obsessed with the numbers. I'm currently sitting at 1.2k followers on Twitter. I built a name for myself. However, I wasn't actually outreaching. I wasn't getting clients. I was just attracted to the numbers. And that was a sad reality. I was consumed by a false sense of achievement from gaining these numbers, getting thousands of views, thousands of followers, hundreds of likes, hundreds of comments, and it took over me. Now, at this point, I was kind of lost, you could say. I was stuck. I decided, I'm just going to start outreaching. And that's what I did. Started outreaching, but I was still lost. I still didn't know what I was doing. So spent 4 months learning copywriting. Spent another 2 months just wasting my time on X, on Twitter. Now we're here. Possibly a month after this whole X phase, or you could say. I'm now here. I still know I'm going to be a millionaire. Still know I'm going to be a billionaire. I still know that I'm going to be successful this year, inshallah. However, I was consumed by this concept that I was going to be big, nice and big, and extra successful when I was 17. Keep in mind, this is in June. I'm like 16 and a half at this point in time, right? And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, 6 months, I'll definitely be able to get a client and make thousands of pounds a month. However, I played my cards wrong, and I made a very big mistake. I mean, it took me 4 months to get through the whole course, right? Because I was also under this sense that, oh, I have to keep learning. I have to keep learning before I actually start. However, that's wrong. If you were in the position that I was in then I advise you to learn and practice at the exact same time. Whatever you learn, put it into action straight away. That's how you actually gain experience and get better at a skill. Then I spent another 2 months just gaining a following on Twitter. That was a mistake. Well, it wasn't a mistake, but it was a mistake at the same time. So I essentially spent those 6 months wasting my time. So I'm now in this position where I'm not necessarily regretting my past choices because I don't regret anything. But I knew I could have done better. I knew I should have done better. But that's number one mistake. The number one trap that every entrepreneur falls into at one point. The could haves, the should haves, and the would haves. The past. The past is just the past. You can't change it. What's happened has happened. However, you can take a step back. You can analyze your situation. You can learn from your situation. And you can keep pushing, going into the future instead of reminiscing about the past, reminiscing about what could have been. See, I wouldn't be here telling you the lessons that I've learned if I had never made those mistakes. And I had a lot of faith in myself, and I still do. And that's good. You need to have faith. You need to have belief that you're going to succeed, else you literally won't. You're literally never going to succeed if you don't have that faith. Now, what's next? What's actually next? I'm now 17. If I had the money, if I was able to, I'd be able to take driving lessons and get a car, right? And me personally, I'm a car guy. I love cars, love them. French kiss, engines, the look, just cars, beautiful concept. Inshallah, one day I'm gonna make my own car manufacturer, my own car company, my own car brand. And you'll probably be someone who drives that car or one of those cars. Now, the same thing happened when I was 16. I was 16. Oh, I can drive a moped. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. However, when I was also 16, I was a weed addict. I was smoking weed, puffing on vapes, thinking about a time where I would do shrooms. Like, it was bad. And that's a mistake that a lot of people fall into as well. They fall into something that they want, but they don't actually think about how they're going to get it. You ask anyone on the street, do you want to be successful? Yes, I want to be successful. I would like to be a millionaire. I would like to have a Lamborghini. Yet every single one of those people will not be able to tell you how they're going to do it. They're not going to be able to tell you how they're going to do it. They don't even have a plan. They just say, oh, it would be nice, but I can't do it. Are you one of those people? If you are, then, well, you need to change. And you can continue this video later because you have more important things to do than to be watching YouTube. But anyway, 17. What's next? What's next is that I'm going to build my authority here on YouTube. See, YouTube and Twitter are very different. YouTube is like the outside social media. On every single other social media, you can interact with people. You can go onto other people's profiles, message people, interact with people, do all of these types of things. But YouTube isn't that. YouTube is just, it's a source of entertainment. Every video on here is entertainment. You're watching this video for your entertainment, believe it or not. You may be taking a thing or two, one tip or two from this video. However, you're essentially watching this for your entertainment. You've come onto YouTube to be entertained. And that's why YouTube is arguably one of the hardest social medias to actually grow your brand. However, I would also argue that it's the most valuable social media to grow your brand. And that's why I'm doing it. I'm here to help people, whether they're older than me, younger than me, the same age as me, help them to also become successful, to also become millionaires, to also become billionaires. And they can do this just by watching my journey, watching my videos. Because in 10 years' time, when I am a billionaire, people can come back to this channel. People can come back to this channel and they can watch my whole journey, see what I did, see how I did it. Now, obviously, in 10 years' time, the way to make money, the way to become successful is going to be completely different. It's going to be 100% different. I don't even know how different it's going to be. However, I know that AI is probably going to be involved. Right. But yeah, I was trapped under this illusion that I would be something when I was 17. That would be something, and I was giving myself a false sense of achievement of being able to get there when in fact I was just chasing numbers over and over again. And that's something you shouldn't do. Whether you're 20 years old, 15 years old, 13 years old, I don't care. Just know that the goal that you're aiming for, subconsciously, your mind is going to try and find a false sense of achievement of completing that goal. Whether it's through numbers, whether it's through DMs, whether it's through outreaches. Your mind will try to find something to fill that void of you wanting to reach that goal. But you need to learn to be able to go past that. You need to learn to be able to realize when you're making a mistake, when you're chasing the wrong thing. So to conclude this video, I'm now 17. I will become a billionaire. I'll help people become billionaires. And I'll do it through my journey. Now, don't overthink your situation. Doesn't matter what situation you're in, whether you're 15, whether you're 18, you're struggling. Don't overthink it. Don't listen to people around you telling you 100 different things. All you have to do is trust your intuition and do your own thing. Peace.